Okay, welcome everybody to the book launch for Rebecca Herz and Locus of Control, your lovely book. If you have a copy, hold it up. Maybe not everybody's gotten theirs yet. Some people probably have them on ebook. Well, congratulations, Rebecca. So happy to get to this day of celebrating your publication of your book. And I'm going to go ahead and get started with an opening video. Again, welcome. I'm Lisa Tomizanaville, and I'm the manager of Prolific Pulse Press LLC. And we're here to celebrate Locus of Control, this wonderful poetry book by Rebecca Herz. Welcome to everybody. And to get started, actually, we're going to Lindsay Soberano Wilson as the guest reader for today. And she's going to be reading from this book and also from her book. And so, Lindsay, our Canadian poet, welcome and come on board.
Hi, thank you for having me. Congratulations, Rebecca. I'm excited to be here, and I'm going to be reading Locus of Control. And so here it goes. Locus of Control. There is very little to do about most things. No way to silence nature when it sings. Few changes remain possible in the world we've co-created. At times, it seems God is set on making us lie in the bed we made. Yet, we can't blame God for this constant clutter of casualties. We have always been hoarders of tragedies. Thank you. And to complement the poem, I'm going to read one poem from my collection on the similar topic of mental health and coming to peace with your own issues. So this is called Breaking Up with Cobalt Blues. The blue is insidious now, cold and bold, cobalt blue, hard and prominent, the stain of man. Hope flickering, like the warmth of the fire the monster saw, or the green light that mesmerized Jay Gatsby. Hard and soft, calm and strong, scrolling across a TV screen in a hauntingly familiar yet forgotten, hypnotizing fuzzy blizzard. But the truth is, I prefer ocean blue, turquoise or sepia, with a romantic flair and flavors to indulge in when life is so harsh and hazy, when the deep is so blue. It makes me want to break up with the torrid waves of the cobalt blues. Thank you.
Thank you, Lindsay. That was wonderful.
Thank
I
you so
really
much,
appreciate it.
Lindsay.
Thank you. So now I'd like to welcome Rebecca to share. I'd like to hear a little bit of the backstory of why you wrote this book. Tell us a little bit of the backstory of that.
Sure. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody being here and excited about celebrating this book, which at a certain point, I wasn't sure it was actually going to get published, but I'm really happy it did. So what inspired this book is my work as a therapist. I use therapeutic concepts to sort of underline different mental health issues, and also to understand on a deeper level what it's like to be in those different situations. So there are some poems from the I perspective that are actually imagining what it's like for somebody I know, and to try to put myself into that person's shoes to try to understand what it's like. And there are also poems from the I perspective that are genuinely from me. And what I like about this process is the two kind of blended together in a way that once I put myself in other people's shoes, people who I've worked with, people who I've been friends with, people who have struggled in different ways, the lines between what I've gone through and what they've gone through sort of didn't feel so significant anymore. And to sort of feel like we're all sharing in something together, and we're all experiencing different types of struggle throughout our lives. And if we could just use that struggle to connect with one another, then we can find meaning within it.
Thank you. Does anybody here have any questions about Rebecca's book? If not, we can go ahead and move forward with sharing your poetry.
So the first poem I am going to read is called Reframe. It's inspired by, I was a nanny during graduate school, and there was a child I was working with who was obsessed with outer space. And so he taught me a lot of facts about outer space. This is based on that. Reframe. Scientists at the Rubin Observatory count on life beyond our galaxy. In a way, so do we. 20 billion distinct universes exist, likely more, and we are at war. We are at war. Pan over the flames with a wide lens. Don't look too close. Stars explode every millisecond. If seen, it would destroy our vision. All this in the name of religion. Beyond our galaxy, I imagine calm, cool, collected lives. Perhaps animated rocks, unfeeling, never hurt, not requiring healing. They are simply a piece in the mosaic of nebulae. Yet no mosaic of nebulae can capture us. No expertise, no mathematics, not any field of old or new. Is our humanity relevant here? We are all huddled in a knot. Zoom in close enough. You'll find at the corner of millennia, time and space collapse in moments. We are nothing but a speck on screen. All we can see is but a near invisible aspect of truth. Our love is a microcosm of what love is. I wonder if we will ever find out who we are to love.
Wonderful, thank you.
And if anybody has questions about the meaning of these poems afterwards, I'm happy to talk to you about it more. I do like to sort of leave some space for people to make their own impressions and interpretations after, but I am happy to go through even line by line with anybody who wants to understand the poetry better. Okay. This one is called The Unsaid, which is a big topic in therapy, something I experience a lot working with preteens, with middle schoolers. There's a lot that goes unsaid. There's a lot of silence. There's a lot of art making without speaking. And so the unsaid is a big presence in our sessions and very powerful. I'd rather play the bongo in my living room, wrapped in a blanket and picking at chips. Would rather take the local train home to revel in the beauty of the long way. Don't tell me I'd rather be saving lives or picking up trash from the street. Tell me it won't be long before I find myself swishing sneakers in mud through the woods. Won't be forever before I take my own path, carve out a byway all my own, and follow the drumbeats of my own heart, the drummer smiling within. Show me I am not a pawn in someone else's game, someone who never explained the rules or told me my role. We are a revolving door of dreams. To be human is to move through the endless loop of wishes and commands. We are air through the brush, the end of the path covered in fresh mowed grass, once a cemetery, leveled for convenience and forgotten. Thank you. For anyone who has the book, this next poem is on page 36. It's called Vigilance. So this poem, some of my poems will weave in the experience of going through IVF with my wife and just the emotional experience of that and how poetry became very therapeutic for me during that time. Will this child have the strength to speak, to walk, to dance? All of this is yet to be known. No guarantees. A picture is a picture. A human being, the measure of its meaning, not its parts. In dreams, you see a child covered in moonlight or fluorescence, transferred as a bundle of cells with the utmost fear, which is the first expression of love. A mother can only ask, can I call you mine? Are you human? Or an alien from a long forgotten planet on the other side of a wormhole? You look at the sonogram and see the northern lights, a disco, the greatest celebration of human potential in nature. You hope for the alien's well-being, how a heart wills itself to beat. You pray for its safe arrival as a love longs for breath. A mother can only ask, how can I bring you here into my arms right now without destroying you? There is no way. You must wait patiently as a child on the stoop, listening with the utmost intensity for the ice cream truck. Pray there won't be sirens. It will take 9 minutes. It will take 9 months. For now, the screen is vibrant. Watch the shifting shapes, the tangled web of forms expressed in black and white. Photographs, which will later be printed and put into a folder for safekeeping. This is terrifying. There is no way around it. Terror is the first step, then forgiveness of the terror and the one who caused it. What else is a mother supposed to do but let the terror pass and hope to God she's not swept up with it? To separate a mother from her love is to rip a picture into shreds. To keep a mother from her child is to break off a piece of her heart. Before a child is born, make sure to mourn.
You know, Rebecca, when I hear your poetry, especially around motherhood and that, it's reminiscent of Lindsay's book on Hoods of Motherhood. So it's kind of interesting, some of the parallels that are in common there with your poetry. Do you notice that, Lindsay?
Yeah, for sure. It was an interesting journey for me, right, to go through it, because she did meld those worlds together, and then I could relate to it on so many different levels. Yes, especially that poem was so beautiful.
Definitely. Thank you.
Well, there is a universal experience. Of course, we all have our own particularities in experience, but there is this universal connecting experience of motherhood. And also going through the fertility process, I think we received a lot of support from people like us who were going through what we were going through. And it was really important because there's a lot that people do not tell you about being a parent that you can only find out once you have a child. And that learning is something that you need to reach out to people and connect with people in order to get through it.
Absolutely.
So should I read another one, or would you like me to wrap up?
Whichever you want to do. I'm enjoying it.
Do we have time for a question? Should we do one question now? I have one.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
we can do a question. I love that.
Because we did want to hear a bit more about the connection that you find between therapy and poetry, of course, right? So, in your own words, I wanted to hear from you how you find poetry to be therapeutic or even the process of writing. If you feel that therapy and the process of writing have any similarities that you want to reflect on.
Sure. Thank you for the question. You know, I actually feel that writing poetry has always been therapeutic for me. Making art has always been therapeutic ever since I was a child. And I still find it that way. I find a lot of joy in making art. And I do like to tell my students that art making is a radical act of self-care in a world that is so focused on product and on what we can produce, what we can consume. Art is a rebellion against that. The monetary value of a poem is not very high, but I believe the philosophical, the spiritual, the intangible value, the connecting power of a poem is so much more powerful than money can buy. So I do find that poetry is also subversive, and good therapy helps people to self-actualize, helps them to meet their basic needs, get the resources they need to live the lives they want to live, and to connect with their deeper selves and their truer selves, and get past all the things that keep them stuck. And I certainly have felt that too with poetry. So those are the connections I'm making. And I also find that a lot of the concepts within Locus of Control, the titles are reflective of poems, but the poems in some ways try to complicate the titles and try to ask more questions than provide answers. And I think that that's for me too. Like, I try not to be too heavy-handed or too directive, especially with my teen clients, because they don't like it. I'll give them a worksheet, they'll draw Among Us characters in 6-7, and they'll rip it up in front of me and throw it in the garbage. I'm like, okay, so I'm just gonna listen to you and I'm gonna give you space. And poetry needs space to thrive. So that's my long-winded answer.
Hey, can I ask a question?
Sure.
Okay. Can you repeat the last line in that poem? What is it? Vigilance?
Yeah, vigilance.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Before a child is born, make sure to mourn.
Okay, now put that into context. What was the thought behind that?
So going through the fertility process, there was a lot of disappointment. And so a way to sort of armor against that disappointment was to almost like experience that disappointment and to almost prepare my wife and I for the disappointment of what if this doesn't work out. So that was the experience of sort of preparing for the worst and then hoping for the best. So that is what I meant by that line.
Okay. No, that's really interesting because most of the time when we're talking about childbirth or we're writing about it, it's always the bright side. And you're not even really thinking about that going, I guess maybe the conventional way with no obstacles. Everything is bright and I just thought that that was an interesting line, but really good stuff.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. This is the Poet Laureate of Teaneck, everyone, Scott Pleasance. Thank you for coming.
Sure, Rebecca.
Does anybody else have questions?
I see a question in the comments from Sadie. Can you speak to your ability to carve out, make time for art making process as a parent and a working person? So, yes, I can. This is interesting because this book was really written and complete by the time that Ori, our son, was born in October. So I'm grateful for that. Once he was born, it was chaos. I joke that I tried joining a gym when he was a newborn, and I went to work at, I work in a middle school, and I went to work and I told my colleagues that I joined a gym, and they're like, no, 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 no. You better cancel that membership. You are not going to get there. Your wife is going to resent it. Cancel the membership. And then I remember like the next few days, got no sleep, came to work, was so exhausted, was hardly awake for any of my clients. Now things are starting to steady out a little more, but making time for art making can be as simple as sitting down with a cup of coffee in the morning and writing 2 lines, or writing down an idea, or a phrase, or a word to prompt something later, and then returning to it when I do have time and space. And it's really, really hard to find that. So I try to have reasonable expectations for what self-care and art making look like as a new parent. And our child is a work of art. So that focus on him, I also believe is, loosely a kind of artistry, or, you have to be creative as a parent. So sort of using some of the same muscles.
Thank you, Rebecca. That was great.
Thanks.
Yeah, good question. Anyone else? I would like at this point to do a drawing. So, Rebecca, pick a number between 1 and 22.
4.
So, I probably pronounced this wrong. Avi Alpern. Avi, you have won a copy of the book. Congratulations. You'll need to send your address to Rebecca.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. If you could send your address to Rebecca, she can give it to me and I'll get that sent to you. Okay, and we'll have one more drawing.
Appreciate it.
Another
Thank you.
number.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Another number between 1 and 22?
18.
Scott Pleasance. Okay, Scott, you have won a copy.
Congratulations.
Yay!
I can also give it to them in person.
Hey, I was gonna ask. Hold on, Lisa. I was gonna ask anyway. How do I get a signed copy of her book?
Okay,
well,
I
you
will
get it now
send
by
it.
me. I can
No, see,
sign
now
it.
I got it, right? I got a direct connect.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
all
send it to Rebecca and she'll give it to you.
Okay, we'll make it happen. Thank you.
Is
I
that
think
the
we
same
all want that,
copy?
right? I'm sorry, I think we all would love to have signed copies that we could purchase as well. So Rebecca, let's figure out how you're going to do this for, I don't know, for everybody else, certainly.
Well, I will put a link directly in the comments.
Okay.
And then everyone who is on this call, I will send the direct link to as well, just to make it as easy as possible.
Okay, great.
Some people know the books that I am personally giving out are all 100% donation based. So all the proceeds that I personally am making are going to an organization called JQY. It's an LGBTQ organization for the Orthodox Jewish community mainly. And it really has helped a bunch of my friends and a couple of my family members. So yeah, it's really close to my heart, and I know the people who run it, they're really amazing people. So that is where the donations are going. The donations are optional. So if anyone doesn't feel like they want to contribute to that particular organization, all I ask is that you contribute to a different organization that you find meaningful to you.
Thank you, Rebecca. So do we have any other questions or comments?
I would make a comment. Rebecca, I'm super proud of you for putting yourself out there twice now, really putting out your heart and your soul and giving people a lot to think about as a way to connect to themselves, to connect to other people, to connect to the higher power. And it takes a lot of courage, and I'm super proud of you. And you've done a beautiful, beautiful job. And I'm here with Suzanne.
Hi, Rebecca. Beautiful. The poetry flows so beautifully that, as we were discussing earlier, when you read a novel, the author guides you through what they want you to see. But when you're reading your poetry, we can really get the essence of what you are experiencing. So great job.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I'm really glad you're parked.
We're parked because we're driving because we just left Teaneck.
Yeah, they were just here.
We got to spend a few hours with Rebecca, Jordy, and Ori.
It was really
and Gabe's
wonderful.
about to get in the car in a second.
Okay. Thank you guys so much.
Rebecca, your parents, right?
Yes, that's my dad and my stepmom. Yeah.
Right. Oh, great. Well, lots of
Rebecca, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, you did a wonderful job. And
Thank you.
somehow I can't, it's connected to my hearing aids, so Grandma can't hear it.
Oh, okay. It's going to be, tell Grandma it's going to be recorded, and I can also do a personal reading just for her.
Okay. Oh, I see this. Now it just came up. Okay, well, she'll have to get it on her phone because I can see it right now.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I'll send you the audio, Rebecca, so that you can also give people an audio link to it.
Okay.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Awesome.
Very good.
Thank you so much.
Okay, where's Oreo?
Ori, I'm going to see if he could come down for a few minutes. We'll see. But the world is going to get to see him in an Oreo costume very soon on Purim, which is going to be very cute. So if anybody would like to see that, let me know. It's going to be very cute. Let me see if I can get him down here.
While you're doing that, I would like to invite everybody to write in the chat any comments they'd like to make, congratulations, expressions of joy and celebration that I will save for Rebecca to read later on.
Just want to say, Rebecca, that we're all so proud of you. We're so excited that this is your second book. I didn't get a chance to order it yet, but I definitely want a copy. I'm so happy for you, and I know that great things are continuing to come our way from you. We're just, our family is very proud of you.
Thank you so much, Pammy. Really appreciate it.
Well, we have the book already, Rebecca.
Perfect. I'm glad it came to you. I sent it through USPS, so it was a bit of a crapshoot, but I'm so glad it actually came.
So, Rebecca, I just want to say that we meet. Rebecca is part of a group that we have going on a monthly basis at Beth Shalom, where we actually read poetry and share poetry, and she's one of our stars. She truly, truly shines, And it's been wonderful to get to know you and get to know all the works that you've done and to read the poetry you've been reading to us now for 3 years. It's not just this, but it's great to see how you keep moving forward. I'm excited to think about your next collection. But in the meantime, I want to get a hold of this one as well to read it. So, and have it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I may just show up with a signed copy, so I'll let you know. Oh, I have the child. He has arrived.
Great.
He is sleeping. Let's see. Okay. I don't know if you could see him.
Oh, I can see him.
Okay, good. Good.
Looks like he wants to go to sleep.
He does. He probably does. Yeah, this is Ori Solomon. Ori means my light in Hebrew. And Solomon is named after my grandfather who passed away. And he is very what we call sketchy right now. He's kind of waking up a little bit, but he is actually, I think, my best fan. He doesn't like one of my poems. So I decided not to read that today because he did start hysterically crying this morning when I read it to him. So I'm like, maybe it's not a good idea. He's trying to tell me something.
Pretty cool already, huh?
So cute. So cute.
He just wants to be a baby.
And that's good. That's exactly what he
We
needs.
still have to do tummy time today.
Okay.
All right, I am going to give him back to his Ema. Go. All right. Lisa, would you like me to read just one more? Do we have time?
Yes, I'd like you to take us out with a poem.
Great, I love it. I feel like I should sing something, but
Go for it.
I feel like you I don't know, it sounds fun to like sing an event out. It sounds like fun.
You should do that, Rebecca, because you have a beautiful voice.
Yes.
Okay, and maybe I will. Let's see.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe I shouldn't, but okay, let's look at one with a positive ending. Okay, this is gonna be tough. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Questioning. This is on page 55. I want to ask the moon if it yearns to be the sun. To open a book and question every last word on the page. I live to replace the mundane with the holy and the holy with the mundane. I yearn to see the forest from the shadows of trees. Questions, not answers, fill the space between my prayers. The electricity between my fingers is its own magic. I hope only to lie in the wild flowers and sing to a God I do not understand, all day and all night forever. I long to dance with the bees and feel the buzzing in my bones, to feel alive, alive and free in my mortal, fragile body. Questions fill the caverns of my daydreams with yearning, echoing through the emptiness until there is finally fullness.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I want to thank everybody for coming out today. If there's not anything else, you'll have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you. All right, I will sing one verse of If You're Happy and You Know It. Just kidding. Not actually going to do that. But I do have a set list now, including Happy You Know It. So if you need a singer for your child's birthday party, for your infant's birthday party, I do have a full set list now. All right. Thank you all for coming. Really, really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed. And like I said, if there's anything that I can clarify for you or any questions you have about the poetry, I would love to provide that. Thank you so much.
That's all tough. Such a great job.
Thank you.
Great job, Rebecca.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Great job, Rebecca.
Good job,
Congrats.
Bex.
Thank you
Love
guys
you.
for coming. Bye.
Keep
Bye.
writing. Keep writing.
Bye,
Bye.
sweetie.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much for coming.
Bye.
Thanks, Marlene.
Stay well.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm
Bye.
excited for the book.
Thanks.
But I don't want to go. I'm so proud of you and I'm so happy for you and enjoy the rest of your day with your beautiful family.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.